and welcome back to another Minecraft Dungeons video. In today's video we're going to do a build with a very similar concept to the previous build that I covered in my last video. So let's get right into it. So because this is a similar concept to the previous build I covered, we try and avoid all mobs and out heal any damage and reduce any damage that we take. So to do that, we've got the shivering bow. It needs to be a soul bow because it needs to have soul siphon. We've got burst bowstring and cooldown shot to obviously instantly reduce our feather so we can constantly roll, and also use our two other artifacts. Then we've got punch because when you use a Torment Quiver and you hit a mob with punch, it'll punch it back further, allowing multiple more hits, and it also pushes mobs much further away. And we've also got the Torment Quiver to push mobs away instead of using a wind horn like the previous one. We've got a very similar armor, so Death Barter to stop us from getting one shot, because in the previous video we did get one shot from a few of those slice traps, I'm not sure what they're called, and one creeper that snuck up on us. And we've got Bag of Souls because we're using souls so often that we need to hold souls to be able to use them. Because we've got Torment Quiver, that doesn't use up many souls, but the soul healer does. So if we use something like spider armor and we use the soul healer, we lose 450 or 50 that time, and obviously it doesn't hold that many. If you spammed it, it would end very quickly. I think it holds 300 souls, so obviously you can tell I've used it a few times now, but you'd run out very quickly. So you need that constant, with that capacity to hold many, otherwise it'll just not be able to hold, I suppose. And then we've got potion barrier for the times that we just need a little bit more defense and cooldown so that we can roll more constantly, because if you don't have more than 3 mobs, then the reduced within the feather won't be instantly reduced, and so you just need that cooldown for that. I chose Shadow Walker because we're rolling so often. We've got brief invulnerability when rolling, so we'll be immune for a lot of the time, and it also comes with 35% damage reduction and 50% faster roll. This one's not important, and I suppose 35% is not that important either. You could use something like glow squid armor because that releases ink clouds, and obviously they give you 75% chance to negate damage. But obviously because we're pushing mobs away, not keeping them inside the clouds, they can't use that, so I think Shadow Walker is probably just the best idea. And then we've just got a Vine Whip with Void Strike, Dynamo, and Artifact damage, Artifact synergy to do so much damage, and Prospector for the Death Barter. Of course, you could use an encrusted anchor. I've got the same enchant here, but it swings slower, and we don't have as many slowing enchants like the previous build, because the previous build used freezing on the Winter's Touch and the freezing or slowing down ability on the Windhorn. So we kind of got to use a quicker attacking thing. It just means that it's got less area. You could also use a skull, like a scythe, because it's also got high area, and with Dynamo you can do lots of damage to a lot of mobs, and it also has Anima Conduit if you wanted it. And this one's just got 2 Prospectors, but you could also do something like Artifact Synergy if you wanted, but it doesn't really matter. This one uses the Soul Healer to constantly be healing yourself. It's probably one of the faster healing types in the game, and it's also instant, which is the crutch for Anima Conduit, because you know, you'll kill something and the soul will rise up and take a good few seconds to come. So if you roll into a pack of mobs and they attack you and you don't have any souls yet, you might just die. So that's what we've got the soul healer for. It's just so much quicker. So yeah, that's enough about the build. We'll go straight into a level and do it. I think this, obviously we're not doing as much damage, and if you wanted to do more damage almost in like a mage way, you could use the soul scythe with anima conduits and then use a harvester. Oh, I don't have one in my inventory. This is an old modded account which I don't want to grind it in. You could use a harvester, and then you might want to use, I don't know, maybe soul focus. Yeah, soul focus instead of potion barrier or something like that. And all of these enchants are needed. So yeah, and if you want to do harvester, you might want to use something with artifact boost. So something like mystery armor with invul when rolling, and artifact damage could be very good. But yeah, enough rambling. I reckon we'll go straight into the build. We won't do that daily trial. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's do this one. Cacti Canyon. So yeah, if you enjoyed this build, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Please consider liking and subscribing. I try and push out good Minecraft Dungeons content because I want to provide the community with a lot of good ideas and a bit more difference between just melee builds. So yeah, if you want to join my Discord, it is in the description where you can talk to me personally. We can maybe arrange me showcasing your build if you wanted, like I've done in the past. So yeah, we'll get right into it. As you can tell, when you almost go into a crowd of mobs and you use up your soul healer quickly, you need to replenish it, and if you don't, you just won't be able to heal enough. And you can really tell that you don't really need to slow down mobs like the previous build where you just avoid mobs, because the punch just pushes them away and stops them from attacking you unless they're ranged, obviously. Like now I run out of souls, but as soon as I get more, I can instantly replenish everything. So you see how they rise, you need to kind of have it full so that you can constantly just do that. Push them all off the edge completely. With that, you can just completely avoid them, and the Soul Healer just heals any damage that you do take, almost at full health. If you wanted to do more damage, you could possibly use like an armor with range damage, Soul Siphon, Soul Focus, or Cowardice, because you're constantly at high health. That there will give you a 100% boost to do even more damage, because obviously we're pushing them away, but we are also killing them. But yeah, I mean, you can do anything with this type of build if you want to. This is just one iteration of a pushback build using Torment Quiver. Let's see if we can knock this guy off. Oh, almost. Yeah, there we go. We got one of them. Oh, push them on the other side. Like I've already explained, you can do a more soul artifact damage with the harvester, and it'll just, or you could just do something with more Torment Quiver damage. It's completely up to you. If you do want to make this build and your bow doesn't have punch, or you can't find punch by re-rolling, you could possibly use supercharge as well, because that increases damage by 1.4 times, so it's a multiplier as well, and it also does a small amount of knockback, so that would be more damage orientated and also do knockback. So yeah, so many options. You could potentially do battle runs with this, because you're immune all the time and dealing damage and healing. Like if you could do, yeah, literally anything. But it just goes to show that you don't even need to kill everything with a harvester like other mage builds. Perhaps you can just knock them off the map, or just avoid them completely, and you get through the level. Just avoid mobs, kill the captains, raid captains, and get out of here. It's as simple as that. And I think it's a type of build that doesn't get showcased enough. If I ever get a daily trial with that, it gives me this Torment Quiver. I might just do a video using this build, and then instead of a Torment Quiver, a Harvester, and you do a lot more damage as well as healing. Like, look at that. I've just pushed them all the way off the map over here. How crazy is that? You can also tell when it needs to do combat. You can also quite easily swing your Vine Whip at the same time, almost artifact cancel, and kill a lot of mobs. So there's that as well. It can actually do group damage quite easily. It was a bit of a shame that there weren't any raid captains in this level, but I think it definitely could do raid levels as well, since it just pushes back mobs so far. It's almost the same as the other build. But yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.